Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to?
Welcome again to Street Talk. My name is Ahmad Sakaraki. And on Street Talk, we deal with political, social, and economics here in Michigan, all over the U.S., and abroad. Now, joining me tonight,
Dennis Burnside.
Paget Maynard.
Okay, man, we got all kinds of stuff to talk about. Patrick, you were saying something about some of the things that happened over the weekend, where now they want to tell everybody on the left that they can't say anything or do anything that Trump and his people don't like. Well, what about
hate speech, Madam Bondi. She is now threatening, and then she said, well, the Trump administration is threatening anybody who is using hate speech, they'll be after you. We are coming after you. And she said, there is free speech, and then there is hate speech. But she turned back later, we will absolutely target you, go after you, if you are targeting anyone with hate speech, anything, and that's across the aisle. But she lied. She's saying that, but this whole thing, as they followed her through, gonna find out it was simply coming out because of this guy, Charlie Kirk, who got shot and killed. And they're trying so hard to make him a saint, a martyr, that anybody who says anything about him, against him, will be targeted.
Mm-hmm.
What's ironic about that, most of the allegations of hate speech vis-a-vis Charlie Kirk are when people quote Charlie Kirk's words to the public and say, remember, this is what that guy said.
Exactly.
And they have a problem with you recounting that, remembering that. So just to refresh the memory of people out there, he said Martin Luther King was not a good man. That's a paraphrase. He said that the Civil Rights Act was a mistake. He said that Ketanji Jackson Brown, who graduated with honors from Harvard Law School and has the best resume of anyone on the Supreme Court, and Michelle Obama, who graduated with honors from Princeton Law, both had low IQs and were only DEI hires. This is what this man said. He said that we should have public execution of gays, and they should be televised so people can watch it. This man said that the Second Amendment is necessary to uphold our other constitutional amendment rights. And if that took a few gun deaths a year, it was worth it to keep the Second Amendment in place. So,
but he got shot.
This man, I guess, was a sacrificial lamb at his own altar of Second Amendment sacrosanct. So, but to use his words, quote him verbatim, according to Pam Bondi, with her fraud behind, just talk about a DEI hire. To use his own words publicly is to be talking as if you're fomenting hate speech. And let's not forget, when Nancy Pelosi's husband was brutally attacked by a Trump supporter, they came out and made jokes about it. They said that the man didn't complete the job. They said that the man was probably hurt. The Pelosi's husband was probably hurt by his gay lover, but no evidence of anything whatsoever.
No.
They said Trump tweeted a picture of a hammer laying on top of a pair of underwear because Mr. Pelosi came to the door, 80-year-old man in his underwear, being disturbed in the middle of the night. and he came to the door in his underwear and got his head cracked in, and Trump makes a joke about that. I could go on and on and on. The stuff they say, oh, that's freedom of speech. You quote their boy back to him, that's hate speech. And the hypocrisy just goes on and on and on, man. When you consider the fact that his very last word, the very last sentence he was uttering was try to disparage African Americans because the question was from someone in the audience. You know, his big thing was, I believe in freedom of speech. Challenge me. So some kid came up there and said, why are you always talking about sexual violence? How many people have been gunned down by a transsexual American? And you know what this fool said? He said, counting the gangs or not counting the gangs. In other words, black folks. That was his last words before that gun came in here. And we could also talk about the dubious nature of this whole assassination, the physical evidence, the motivation. None of it makes sense.
No.
But just saying for a minute that this Tyler Robinson kid did kill him, which of course he didn't. Let's just say he did. If Charlie Kirk was such a Second Amendment advocate that he thought that people ought to be willing to die for it, then at least he was consistent, right? Because he damn sure died for his Second Amendment rights.
Okay.
And if Charlie Kirk was so worried about the civil rights and the equal rights of people who identify differently as he does, as opposed to as applies to his gender or his religious beliefs or his race. If he believes that those people don't have the same rights as he does, then stop talking to me about the Constitution, man.
Well,
because you don't believe in it.
No, Trump said, was it today or yesterday that he probably could have been president.
Oh, he probably could have. He's right about that.
Well, if Donald is president.
Right. If that's a low bar nowadays.
You know.
The only reason I couldn't be president, I wasn't born here.
Hey, you know.
Well, we ain't gonna never have another black president. The backlash, or should I say blacklash, is Donald Trump.
Yes.
You right?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Hey, man.
A little something more talking about Bundy and her hypocrisy. All right? It's free speech, but you shouldn't be employed anywhere if you're going to say that. And employers, you have an obligation to get rid of people. You need to look at people who are saying horrible things, and they shouldn't be working with you. But let me give you a little piece more now that tell you where this whole thing was. We all believe in the First Amendment. But that people who've said horrible things about Kirk in the days since his murder should be held accountable.
Yeah, now you can't talk about him, you know.
What happened when they talk about Nancy Pelosi's husband? Did they say anything about this woman and her husband from Minnesota who were killed in their own home?
No.
Congresswoman. A congresswoman.
Congresswoman.
A congresswoman and her husband.
All right.
Again, by a Trump supporter.
Yeah.
And
And you know what's so ironic about this whole thing? I shouldn't say ironic. What is so hypocritical about it? Thank you, Paget. Obviously hypocritical. Charlie Kirk wasn't even in a body bag yet, and they started coming after black folks.
Yes.
Like we had something to do with it.
Yes.
Like we planned the murder. Like we executed the man. They started levying death threats against HBCUs, started talking about closing them down, issuing threats against black folks en masse. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
This kid, Tyler Robinson, was raised, according to his own grandmammy, in a Trump house, right-wing Trump house, in all-white communities, in all-white schools, in damn near all-white Utah.
Yeah.
That if you ain't a Mormon, you're a right-wing evangelical.
Yeah.
And they want to get mad at us?
Yeah.
What the hell we have to do with it?
Where did you hear the Attorney General on that press conference?
Yeah, I heard him.
He was praying it's not one of them.
Yeah, he did.
One of them what? A Mormon? A citizen, a resident of Utah? A Republican? A white?
Yeah.
all of these, he was hoping that wasn't on them.
Yeah.
But if he was hoping, he was praying it was somebody from another state or another country.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey man, if that shooter had turned out to be, let's say, Muslim.
Oh man.
Oh, let's say
Mama, they would have come at you a long time.
Or Arab of Christian, a Christian of Arab descent. They'd have burned the country down.
yeah.
Oh,
Had
yeah.
that been a black man,
Oh,
we'd all be getting summarily arrested
Yeah.
with no probable cause of not executed on
Yeah.
the streets.
Yeah.
But let's look at who did it.
Mm-hmm.
According to them, Tyler Robinson did it. Tyler Robinson, who again had a scholarship to Utah State, dropped out after a semester, started going to some kind of vocational school. I believe it was some type of computer software, something I forget now. And their claim to fame was that he was radicalized
Yeah.
into the left. Okay, well, you at home
Yeah.
during the pandemic going to school.
Yeah.
So who radicalized you on campus? You ain't on campus.
Yeah.
Okay.
And let's further look at this guy's bona fides. He was never identified as having anything that resembled left-wing leanings. He didn't have gay friends.
No.
He didn't, but now they're trying to turn some friend he had into his transsexual lover, and then they roll out this text stream with no photos, no timestamp, nothing but FBI. What's my man's name? Patel. His word. See you in Valhalla. Like they gonna let Indian Negroes into Valhalla. Don't you know Valhalla's for white Vikings only?
Yeah.
But leave that as it may. This transcript says, yeah, I left my vehicle. Vehicle? Man, you're 22 years old, man.
Yeah.
He's speaking in full sentences about my dad's going to be so pissed at me. I left grandfather's rifle. But wait a minute. You're supposed to be running for your life, man. You got time to write a soliloquy?
Yeah.
I have a 22-year-old. And y'all may have 22-year-old grandchildren. I'm telling you, when they text, they laugh at me because when I text them, I use complete sentences and punctuations. It might be a paragraph long.
Yeah.
All of their communication is abbreviation.
Yeah.
They don't say I don't know and spell it out. They say IDK.
Yeah.
TTL. Talk to you later. Yeah. All these things I've learned from talking to them, like, what are you saying?
Yeah.
And then you take too long.
Yeah.
That's how young people talk. No, not my man. He wrote letters that Shakespeare would have written to, and not only that, Ahmad, he identified that his quote-unquote lover was transsexual. He identified the fact that it was his lover because he called him my love. He identified that he was the one that did it. He confessed to doing it. He identified that he dropped a rifle at the scene and wrapped it all up. He did all these different things according to the FBI, but they can't provide any backup. And of course, Fox News dressed them running with it.
Did they ever show a picture of this rifle that they're
Nope.
supposed to have?
Nope, they have not. They have not. They said the DNA they found on the scene was on the towel and on the screwdriver that he left up on the roof. Now let's dig into this for a quick minute, okay? Mm-hmm. Charlie Kirk was shot on stage, no question about it. I know a lot of people say it was fake. No, he got shot.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Yeah.
Now, I don't like killing animals, so when I was a kid, my hunting dad, my hunting uncles, all them used to go, and I would not go because I went once when I was like 7, 8. They killed a squirrel. I was shocked and outraged and missed a squirrel, and all the kids wanted to go see their dad anymore, so I didn't want to go hunting. But I messed around. I went hunting with my uncle when I was about 13 or 14. Okay. Because I knew they was gonna be smoking weed, drinking beer, and I wanted to be in the mix, right? You know, don't tell your mama kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
So they see a deer meandering by. My uncle opens up with a 30-06. This is a buck, a big buck deer.
Yeah.
That bullet hit that deer so hard, man, and knocked it over on the side of the road and took off running. Now, you mean to tell me that Charlie Kirk gets shot from 150 yards with a Mauser 30-06, and it leaves a little small entry room and no exit room? Man, testimony after testimony after testimony I saw from military guys and hunters. They said they were like, man, if he got shot in the neck with a 30-06, people all over that stage and in front of it would have been splashed with blood.
Yeah.
His shirt would have been red. All that back wall would have had, and his head, if it was still attached, would have been hanging by a string.
I got
You
that
telling me
question.
that's a 30-06? And let's go on. Then supposedly, this kid takes a screwdriver, disassembles it. All this takes place in 6 seconds. Piece to Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah.
Disassembles a rifle, puts one piece, I don't know if it was the stock or the barrel, but he puts one piece in his backpack. He puts the other piece down his leg. The boy is something like 5'9". Mm-hmm. It's too tall for somebody. Yeah. Jumps off the bindle, runs away with his knees bending normally. Goes someplace where he takes a towel, reassembles the rifle, puts a towel over it, and hides it and runs off. The problem was he left the screwdriver up on the roof of the building. What did he use? His pinky nail to screw the rifle back together?
To reassemble.
Then he gets in his car and texts the whole thing to his quote-unquote lover about what he just did and confessing the whole thing. Every point that they want to make about who he was, why he did it, and where he was going, all in this text stream to his lover, and we're supposed to buy this BS. Come on, man. Come on. I got an idea about who did it and why, but it wasn't no right-wing church boy who decided late in his life he was going to become left-wing and fall in love with a transsexual. That ain't what happened. No. That's not what happened. So stop lying to us about it. No. And on top of that, I'm supposed to sit up here and shed tears for a man who told me, based on the fact that I got melanated skin, I ain't shit. Right. I don't have right to the Constitution. Right. I don't have the right to free speech. Yeah. I'm inherently inferior intellectually. Yeah. Man, please. Yeah. See, man, go back to school, finish junior college, and talk to me about when you. But see, he was paid hundreds of $millions by somebody. Yeah. Somebody to go out and do what he did. Oh yeah. And then we also find out that the real schism, the real beef, the real war had nothing to do with anybody that was liberal or not. The schism was between the far right and the far right. Mm-hmm. Nick Fuentes and them. Yeah. They're the ones that were calling Charlie Kirk a sellout. Yeah. They're the ones that was calling Charlie Kirk a Trump stooge. Yeah. They're the ones that are saying that Charlie Kirk sold them out. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. So Pam Bondi and Patel and Trump, get mad at your boy. Yeah. Go ask them why they killed him. Don't pull us into it. Yeah. Yeah,
because we're talking there, man. He was just nearby with this powerful weapon.
No, he was, according to his confession, he started planning it about a week ago. Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about the moment.
Yeah.
He wasn't too far away from this guy.
No.
And he had a powerful weapon.
He's 150 yards away.
All right.
Which is an easy shot according to anybody who's got rifle experience. Yeah.
And you say it was just a little.
Yeah, go back and look at the film. It's all over the internet.
I ain't see it yet.
Yeah, it's probably about what do you say, Matt, about this big? Hole about that big? Yeah. You can see it hit him.
But the question for me now is, did they bury him or cremated the body?
Well, if they chopped it up and put it in a bologna sandwich, you're never going to see it again. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They dispose of that. Yeah. Ask yourself what happened to the guy who shot at Donald Trump last summer. Where's his body? Where was his autopsy? Yeah. Come on, man. Yeah. They play.
Get where I was going.
They play everybody in the country for Boo Boo the Fool because their base is Boo Boo the Fool, right? Yeah. But if you ask questions, if you point out the obvious contradictions and inconsistencies, you're not patriotic. Right. And we ought to take away your First Amendment rights. And we ought to have your job fire you because you quoted Charlie Kirk's own words back.
Yeah. Exactly.
You didn't say what you thought. You said this is what Charlie Kirk said.
As a matter of fact. Even with Bundy's all she going, Kirk said, hate speech does not exist legally in America. There's gross speech, there's ugly speech, and all of it is protected by the First Amendment. Keep America free.
And we talked for a moment about Nancy Pelosi's husband and the hateful and cruel things they said about him just lying on the man.
Yeah, yes.
Let's revisit what they said about George Floyd. He had it
Oh,
coming.
man.
It wasn't because he had a knee on his neck for a damn near
We saw
hour.
it.
Yeah.
It was because he was overdosing on
Yeah.
some kind of
Yeah.
drug.
Yeah.
He had it coming. La da
Yeah.
da. But that ain't hate speech.
No.
Right?
No.
Well, let me give
And
you a bigger one.
again, we talking about a replay that we see day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year in this country
Yeah.
of extrajudicial police violence against black
Oh, yeah.
citizens.
Yeah.
He was the latest manifestation of it. People had enough. But this case, we see a right-wing podcaster who has an open door to the White House get smoked by another right-winger.
Yep.
And that's our problem?
Oh yeah. Now
We supposed to be limited in our abilities to function under the
Yeah.
Constitution
Yeah.
because y'all got in the fight?
Yeah.
Man, come
we
on.
can't say that. We can't say the things that.
He said.
Yeah. Other things that we want to say.
Well, all
because-
right.
We can't read a quotation of what he said.
Well, I just
That's
read
hate
some,
speech.
so let it come.
And you know, if you read where what Jimmy Kimmel said, Jimmy Kimmel, and again I'm paraphrasing, but Jimmy Kimmel said something to the effect that when you go out there and you use speech like that, it has dire consequences.
Yes.
Something to that
Yeah,
effect.
yeah.
And that is
Yeah.
true.
Okay?
Yeah.
You know, the old thing, you know, the ancestors used to call it reciprocity. Later cultures called it karma. Nowadays they call it, you know, mess around, find out. All those different things that you put it out there comes back. But Jimmy Kimmel says that little, after, and some of the stuff Jimmy Kimmel used to say on his show, I used to be like, damn, boy, you hitting hard on
Yeah,
Trump.
yeah.
But you know what? The dictator's little feelings was getting hurt by Jimmy Kimmel, and this was
Yeah,
his
they shut them
opportunity, and they took the man off the air. Which, by the way, about 5 minutes before I walked into the studio today, they just announced that Jimmy Kimmel's going to be back on the air tomorrow night because right and wrong doesn't register with those people, but long dollars do.
Yeah.
And they had
Oh.
lost something like $3.7 billion over the weekend in canceled subscriptions and market value loss because people are outraged at this.
Yeah.
So, of course, no, well, we made a mistake. It's free. No, it's your money, man.
Yeah,
That's why that's why you put them back on the air.
Yeah.
And they probably going to have to bring back Colbert, too. Because, you know, again, man, Lyndon Johnson got made fun of. I'm talking about presidents I can remember in my lifetime.
yeah.
I remember Kennedy got assassinated, but I wasn't old enough to remember his speeches and how he was regarded on TV. And TV was new then.
Oh, yeah.
But I remember Johnson getting lit up on late night TV.
Yeah.
Nixon, oh my God.
Yeah.
They lambasted him.
Yeah.
Gerald Ford, they made fun of the way the
Yeah.
man tripped over stuff,
Yeah.
laughed. Jimmy Carter, Reagan, you go on and on.
Yeah.
Presidents
Yeah.
get hit.
Yeah.
Obama got made fun of
Yeah.
for his ears
Yeah.
and for how cool he was.
Yeah.
When he comes Adolf Twitler, and you make fun of him, that's not nice. I'm telling.
Yeah.
We're going to get you.
Yeah, you
Man,
know.
what a weak bastard,
You
man.
know, and the thing,
Weak,
and
man.
the thing about it, man. Now he said one day last week, oh, we're gonna be going after these left wing.
It was in the same situation with this Kirk.
He said
because the
he
reporter
said it
asked
ought
the
to be
question.
illegal to criticize him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
Listen to Trump. The guy asked the question if, about the going after people. Because Bundy was saying they're going to be going after. So they raised the question to Trump. Trump answered, we'll probably go after people like you because you treat me so unfairly.
Yep.
It's hate. You have a lot of hate in your heart. Maybe they'll come after ABC. Maybe they'll come after you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, don't do foolishness. Because I asked a question which has to do with what your people are saying that your administration is going to be doing, it's now because I hate you. The man is worse than a crybaby.
Hey, man,
Oh,
that's again, man, I know me and you have talked about this many times, but you got the right-wing manosphere out there, the ones who listen to Joe Rogan and some of these other right-wing comedians. And they, all right,
Yeah.
I'm a tough guy.
Yeah.
Okay, you tough, right? You follow behind a fat, slovenly sumbitch who has to portray himself in memes as having muscles, right? Who cakes makeup on every day, Makeup.
Yeah.
Dude wears makeup.
Yeah.
He wraps his hair around, looks like a raccoon nesting up in there. He wears lifts in his shoes. His woman don't even want to be with him. She's up in New York somewhere. And that's your meme. That's your avatar for a strong man.
Yeah.
That's what you want to
Yeah.
be, man. Come on.
And of course,
And got the brains of a 4-year-old
Yeah.
boy.
and
Not so broad.
And he dodged the war 5 times.
Spurian man had bone spurs.
5 times.
You can't expect
Nah,
him to go.
4 times he had bone spurs. 5th time he had toothache, man. Let's
Yeah,
be
yeah.
fair.
Yeah. He can't even, and now he can't even tell
Tooth hurt.
which you know. But
That's
he's
they tough guy,
But
though.
he's tough.
Yeah.
He's so tough.
That's what we need.
Yeah, and
We
he's
need
But
God.
hey,
You know what they like about? Let's
Yeah.
be real. Trump is that guy. You know, and I'm only using my imagination. I'll never go one of these places, but you go into the bar in Langsburg on a Saturday night, and there's this dude on the corner. And he's got all the opinions about how to solve the problem. I just all I do. That's Trump.
Yeah.
Because Trump will do it.
Yeah.
He'll do that dumb shit.
Yes. You know.
Be it legal or not, Trump's going. His instinct is feral.
Yeah.
And he's always going to try to do. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of those
Yeah.
illegal immigrants. So
Yeah.
now, he's taking so many bartenders, hairdressers, farm workers, factory workers, nannies, you name it, off the streets that is starting to crash the economy. You got Nebraska and Wyoming and Iowa farmers on TV
Yes.
begging.
Yes.
All that money that was going to USAID, that food that they were giving away to the poor people of the world who are made poor by U.S. policy.
Yeah.
yes.
All that's sitting there rotting,
Right,
and there's
yeah.
no demand for
Yeah.
it anymore.
Yeah.
The China's like, all right, man, bet keep your soybeans
Yeah.
and your tariff. I'm gonna buy them from Brazil.
Yeah.
Canada saying, you know what? I don't even like Vegas that much.
You're right,
They
yeah.
say Vegas is a ghost town
Yeah.
nowadays. So all these ramifications are starting to hit home
Yeah.
because the guy at the corner of the bar on a Saturday night in small town USA got elected president because he is the perfect avatar for who they are.
Yeah.
Ignorant,
Oh, yeah.
angry,
Yeah.
and ill-informed,
Yeah.
man. That's
Yeah.
their boy.
Yeah.
I
So
got a
all this
question
stuff coming
for you
down, that's
guys.
them.
Yeah.
One question before we go. Talking about free speech. January 6, 2021. Was that free speech at the Capitol?
Let them tell it.
Why were the felons from the January 6 incident where police officers were beaten, killed, was that all free speech? How come they were, what the word they would use for that when the Donald says, well, you know, they were just good Americans.
They said they're sightseeing.
Yeah.
They,
Yeah.
Sightseeing.
and we can't do that. We have to pardon them.
When's the last time you went sightseeing and pleaded to a felony as part of your weekend activity? Right? They had
Never did.
1,500 convictions,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
1,500.
Yeah. And
300 of them went to trial,
Yep.
convicted.
Yep.
USA,
Yeah.
USA,
Yeah.
USA, right?
Yeah.
The court said, go to trial, bring your lawyer,
Yeah.
jury appears,
Yeah.
say your ass is guilty.
Yeah.
300 of
Yeah.
them.
Yes.
And 1,500 more said, you know what, I ain't got the money or the time or the inclination. I'll plead
Yeah,
guilty.
yeah.
They're all walking the streets.
Yeah.
Probably half of them working for ICE now.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
get to get
yeah.
their racist groove on.
Because
now.
you're getting a big, what it was, $50,000
Yeah.
bonus, signing bonus.
Some of them $100K.
Yeah.
More money they gonna make in a year than they made in the last 8
Oh, yeah.
doing whatever
Yeah.
they did. Yeah,
Yeah.
man, it's
And then
absolutely.
You see how this year going now because you still that now will lead you into some of the constitutional issues, you know, because they're coming out with their face masks up and all of it.
Oh, yeah.
They're gonna search you. They're gonna
Yeah.
California
pick
just
you up
passed a
and all
law
of
said
this.
ICE can't wear masks in their state.
Right.
Yeah.
And all this brought to you by the most corrupt, weak, be-made justice in history, Justice Roberts.
Yeah.
And his bought and paid for consorts like Alito and Coon Clarence.
Yeah.
That's who's bringing you all this.
Yeah.
And they gonna tell me when the national anthem's played at some ball game, I'm supposed to stand up. Man, please.
All right.
stand up.
All right, man. That's about it for tonight. All right. My name is Ahmad Shakaraki, and we'll catch you down the next block for more Street Talk. Peace.
Don't let anybody make you think that God chose America as his divine messianic force to be a sort of policeman of the whole world. God has a way of standing before the nations with judgment, and it seems that I can hear God saying to America, you are too arrogant. If you don't change your ways, I will rise up and break the backbone of your power, and I'll place it in the hands of a nation that doesn't even know my name. Be still and know that I'm God.